son's departure date, are you saying that he's definitely not going to be available for that Burnley Cup tie?
I don't know, I said, yeah.
That's still not clear?
I'm not sure yet, no. Yeah.
Okay. And I just wanted to ask you about Richarlison. I think you said to us the other day that number 9's his best position. You've obviously had him, you tried him out wide. I've not imagined that, have I? Is that
No, he played out wide, yeah.
No, I think you said though number 9 is where you really see him. Can you just sort of explain a little bit?
Well, yeah, at the moment. I mean, like, we played him out wide on the left because, like I said, he was struggling with certain things at the start of the year in terms of his body, and it just made sense for us to play him in those wide areas. And, we had Sonny who could play, obviously, through the middle, and he was going well at the time. And now it suits us to have Richie through the middle and Sonny out on the left. But, with Sonny going, there's always opportunity to play Richie out there as well. I mean, that's where he played the majority of his sort of Everton Premier League career and scored a lot of goals out there. So there's always that possibility as well. So, again, I like players who kind of are multifunctional in that way. And if you look at sort of our front players, whether that's Sonny, Kulusevski, Johnson, Richie, they've all played just about every position up there. At the moment, I think us having Richie at 9 is working well for us, and we'll continue with that, but there's always a possibility it could change.
I also think with Richie that he seems like a guy who's kind of all or nothing. When things are not going great, he's really down in the dumps, but when he's fully fit, feeling free in his body and maybe his mind, he kind of goes really hard the other way. He's quite a streaky player in a way.
I think it's a bit harsh. I don't think it's all or nothing. Nothing's a fairly low point. You can't get away with nothing in the Premier League. I mean, he still, even at the start of the season for us, he was working hard, and he was a big contributor to sort of our start of the season. But I think, like I said, mate, the human beings. I'm sure you have bad days at work, mate, and you've probably written some things that you're going, I wish I hadn't done that, but I was feeling crap on the day, and just some of it, not all of it. No, but it is, and footballers are no different. We kind of expect them, but I think there is always, and that's a responsibility they have, is that when a footballer enters a field of play, the presumption from everyone on the outside is that, if you're ready to play, we expect you to play. And that's the reality of being a professional footballer. But the flip side of that is that we know that that's not always the case. And Richie's just in a good space at the moment. Like I said, and I think as much of it is physical as it is anything else. And, obviously scoring goals and playing well helps. But, when that side of you as a professional athlete, when you feel good about that side of your game, then it kind of filters through to everything else.
And you've spoken a couple of times about doing business early in January. With this Christian news, is there any prospect of getting someone, a centre-back in the first 2 weeks of the month, do you think?
I don't know, because there's just so many moving parts. Yeah, look, obviously, if we can do business early, it's great for us. Not just because of obviously losing Romero, but I just think, there's a whole month there. Why waste it? If you can bring them in early, even if there's no, even if they don't play, you can bet them into training. You can bet them into our style of football, because it's not like we're going to sign somebody and they're going to, hit the ground running. Maybe they could, but so. Whereas if you leave it to the end of sort of January, then potentially it's not till sort of mid to end of February where they get up to speed with things, and depending where they're coming from, sort of the league they're coming from. So there's a whole range of moving parts. Ideally, yes, I'd love to do something early in the window, but I guess even me saying that puts a challenge on us, because then other clubs know that we want to do something early. So you just, you got to play the game and see what happens. But I'm hopeful that it'll be sort of, much earlier than the end of the window when we do bring someone in.
And Ashley Phillips, is he ready to play Premier League and start a Premier League game?
He's training now, so he's ready, he's available, and he's there, mate. So if opportunity comes, we'll give it to him.
And just in terms of these kind of ongoing injuries and suspensions, I mean, you must just feel like you can't catch a break every time someone comes back. You seem to
And look, it is what it is. And I think I said that before, when somebody was saying, all these players come back, and I was saying it never works that way, or rarely does it work that way. And look, I'm not the only one, and you can see there are other clubs going through it as well. We've been going through it for quite a while, to be fair, but I really like the attitude that sort of everyone's taken with it in terms of internally coaches and players, and we've still been disappointed with our losses. We've still been disappointed if we're not playing our football, and I think that's the most important thing, because I'm sure there'll come a point where, you know, we will be much healthier in terms of our playing stocks, and you know, but I kind of like the fact that, you know, we're winning games of football and playing decent football without some of those players. So I think even for them, it's good to see the team winning without them, you know, because it kind of hopefully motivates them to come back, but also makes them realise that, you know, it's something they want to be a part of. So, like I said, it is what it is. We've just got to get on with it. It's another challenge for us, you know, this week with 2 games in a short space of time, and, you know, smallish sort of squad available, but we'll tackle it like we've tackled everything else.
Ange, just going back to Swan quickly for that Burnley game, are you fighting to have him for that? Is that the discussion where you're at, or are you happy for him to go as early as possible?
It's not a fight. It's just, you know, it's a discussion. Again, there's all parties. Ultimately, we're at the sort of behest of the federation, and, you know, we'll just take our cues from there.
How do you view the tournament? I mean, from a lot of European fans may see it as an inconvenience in their season with, you know, their team's players going, but from your experience.
You know I want it, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So I rank it pretty highly. I think it's pretty important. Yeah. I think it's probably. Yeah, I know, but, you know, a lot of European fans see the Euros as fairly important. Well, it's the same for the Asian Cup or the African nations. So, no, it is. You know, it's obviously, you know, people can talk about the timing, but, you know, with the amount of, like I said during the week, the amount of football players are playing, you know, all tournaments, the timing, even in the off season, you know, you worry about your players because they don't get a break. So it's part of the calendar. But no, I hope Sonny goes on and finishes runner-up to Australia again, mate. I'd be really happy about that.
And just finally, you spoke about the challenge that Brighton pose and maybe Zerbi being a bit different. A few managers this season have said their prep for Brighton has given them a migraine because of the way they play. How have you found assessing them and working out what they do?
No, I think I don't see it that way. I think every team's in the Premier League's got its challenges. They're different challenges for sure, and that's a bit you enjoy. I don't think there's an extra sort of layer of information you need. It's you certainly know how they're going to play. Sometimes it's harder when teams are less predictable and not less predictable, but, you know, change on a weekly basis. You think how they're going to tackle us, but, you know, with Brighton, there's going to be a real challenge for us there. And, you know, they want to dominate the ball. We want to dominate the ball. You know, they're going to be aggressive on the press. We're going to be aggressive on the press. So it's I think it's one you look forward to rather than sort of have any trepidation about.
Just finally at the back, please.
Son spoke about Richarlison possibly being one of the best strikers in the Premier League when fully fit. Do you agree with that assessment?
When did he say that, mate?
After the last game.
Did he? Yeah, okay. You know, what my players say at the darts or after games is just, mate, I just don't care. That's their assessment. You ask them. Like I said, Richie's going well, and long may it continue.
And the fact you've recalled Dane from Ipswich and play Son down the middle, Richarlison on fire at the moment, does it speak to the fact that you maybe don't need a striker in January, maybe you can link the likes of Dominic Solanke and players of that ilk?
No, 2 separate issues. Dane, like I said, we brought him back because, you know, the loan wasn't working out, obviously. So, you know, he's a talented young player. We've got high hopes for him. We sent him out on loan like all our other players to play. For whatever reason, that didn't eventuate, so it made no sense. It's bringing him back into our training environment and give him a chance to maybe get an opportunity here.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Thank you.